Hi, it's me again, and here's something I never thought I'd say. Judy Finnegan talks sense. Feels weird. Feels weird saying it. Have a look. BBC licence fee reform is coming, and it's long overdue. The TV licence in its current form does not make sense anymore, says Judy Finnegan. And this is written by Judy Finnegan for The Express. Who knew she had a column in The Express? First I've heard of it, but she talks some sense in here. And we're going to skim through it, and I'm sure it will set me off on some of it. But there's one bit I just want to skip straight through. Where is it? As things stand, own a TV and refuse or forget to buy a licence, which goes up this Monday, you'll be handed a fine of up to £1,000. Refuse to pay it, and you'll even risk imprisonment for contempt of court. How's that work then? How's that work then, Judy? There's no law saying you have to have a television licence if you own a TV. As things stand, own a TV and refuse to forget to buy a licence, and you'll be handed a fine of up to £1,000. First of all, I've never once heard of a £1,000 fine given out. It's normally averages about 150 quid, but that's by the by. I own a TV. Just behind the camera here is a TV. In my bedroom is a TV. Have I gone to court? Have I got a £1,000 fine? Am I in prison, Judy Finnegan? I am not. I am not, love, am I? Quite clearly. You only need a TV licence if you watch or record anything that's been broadcast or access BBC iPlayer to watch BBC stuff. If you're only watching stuff on catch-up, not live, and not from BBC iPlayer, so ITVX, all four, Discovery Plus, Netflix, Disney Plus, all that crap, you don't require a television licence, and that's why I haven't been given a £1,000 fine or anything like that. Refuse to pay it, and you'll even risk imprisonment for contempt of court. Come on, Judy. I talked you up a bit at the beginning, saying you were talking sense. I think let's skip to that bit because, you're setting me off a bit here, love. It's antediluvian. Good, hang on.
Antediluvian.
Of or belonging to the time before the biblical flood. She knows some words, Judy, don't she? Anyway, much like the TV detector van that used to prowl the streets, a radar-like construction slowly spinning on its roofs, complete hokum. The van couldn't detect anything. Well played, Judy. Let alone whether someone was watching telly inside the houses it menacingly cruised past. It was no more than a fear device, pure and simple. And it's a fear device they still play off, which is unbelievable. There's a block of flats, right? So big block of flats, 50 flats in it or something on different floors, and they're pointing at an RF detector thing. And how can they possibly tell what room that's in, who it is, or what they're watching? Now, there is some talk back in the day it was possible to detect some CRT stuff, but it's absolute toss. I know for a fact it's absolute toss because in the history of all the prosecutions, and they like to prosecute people for TV licence offences, not one piece of evidence has ever been given by a detector van. Never. And if you ask TV licensing about it, they'll say, well, we don't require that evidence. That's just used to start the initial investigation. No. Your only investigation is sending somebody to people's house to either get them to incriminate themselves or so you get them in so you can sell them a licence and a fine at the same time. So Judy's picked that right out. It's not often you see in the mainstream press people saying the TV detector vans were complete and utter toss. It doesn't make up for you slipping up a minute ago, Judy Finnegan, but not bad. So I welcome the BBC Director General Tim Davies' announcement this week that the corporation has finally grasped the nettle and will now explore how to reform the licence fee. Good for Davey in going where his predecessors feared to tread. Yeah, okay, Judy. He's going to reform the licence fee. That's what he wants. But not in a way that's going to suit the people. At the moment, we're having to pay £169, well, not us, hopefully, definitely not me, £169.50 a year to the BBC in order to watch other channels as they're being broadcast. How's that fair? So what they want, what the people of the BBC want, is to change that to a media tax or a broadband levy or a media levy or some other way of paying it, or the highest earners pay more. And now the average wage in the country is well over 35,000 now, isn't it? Which they'll probably put at the top end, I would imagine, of licence fee payments, so they get more and more money. And if it's not paid by household, if it's paid by you on your council tax or on your income tax, whatever, then they're getting it per person, not per household. That's what they want. It needs abolishing. They're still showing ads. BBC Studios owns UK TV. Dave, Gold, is it Yesterday? All of them. They show ads on BBC shows. BBC Studios own BritBox International, charging a subscription. They can do it. They're now putting ads in their podcasts. They can sell ads. All the other channels manage to survive on advertising or subscription services or a mixture of both. But a BBC special. Okay. A recent Daily Express poll showed that a staggering 97% think the TV licence fee should be scrapped. I use the word staggering advisedly. I'm surprised it wasn't 100%. I'm not. I'm surprised it is as high as 97%. I know our movement's growing and more and more people are learning about the licence fee and stuff like that, but you will be surprised how many people still defend the BBC and still think that the licence fee is good value for money. If they knew the truth about it, we could probably convert a few more people. But the amount of emails and messages I get from people saying, the BBC's fantastic value for money. Look at what you pay to Netflix compared to what you get from the BBC. Whether I think they forget that the BBC stuff isn't like Doctor Who and that's not made by the BBC. It's made by BBC Studios. It's a commercial product that's sold all around the world and is now in partnership with Disney Plus on that to the tune of 100 million quid a year. The money you pay your licence fee to only goes to the BBC. It doesn't go to any of the other channels, but you can't watch them unless you pay the BBC. It's not right. And I think if more and more people understood the commercial part of the BBC, which is an absolute piss take trading under the BBC name, we could get it up to 100%. But I'm not surprised that it's not 100% at all, Judy Finnegan. The TV licence may have made sense in the days of 2, 3, even 4 channel television, but now we have such a staggering array of choice at the touch of a remote, it seems utterly illogical to be forced to pay for a service that increasing number of viewers barely use, especially the young, glued as they are to their iPhones and tablets. But they don't, Judy Finnegan. Like, I know young people. I'm not one of them myself anymore, which is a bit of a shame, obviously. But I know younger people. I know kids from the age, like in the family, from 10 all the way up to their mid-20s, okay, we've got in our family. And none of them watch any broadcast TV. None of them do. I've got a niece and nephew, and the only broadcast TV my nephew would watch is football, and that's why they have a television licence in the house. Otherwise, those kids live on YouTube and Netflix. My niece in her early 20s just got her first place with her partner. Have they bought a TV licence? No, they don't watch any broadcast TV. They don't need to. It's the older people that watch broadcast TV. That's why the reform is being pushed so heavily now, is because less and less people are realising they require a television licence. That's why there's confusing information out there. They want young people who are getting their first place and that to be confused about it and to just pay it for the sake of worry when they don't need to pay it. So you're not forced to pay it, Judy. I haven't had one for 10 years. I don't need it. I watch everything I need to watch on demand and I don't access BBC iPlayer. I legally don't require one. So going back to what you said there, about as things stand, own a TV and refuse to buy a licence, goes, oh, you get a fine or go to prison. It's not true, Judy. It's not. It's not, mate, is it? Then she makes a similar comparison that everyone makes with Netflix. I recently cancelled my Netflix. They haven't sent me a scary letter. They haven't sent people to my house. They're just okay with it. They'll know maybe I'll go back one day, maybe I won't. That's the thing she's making here. But I'll just go, if I carry on, I'm just flogging a dead horse on this one. I know, I think I've made my point now. If you want to read the whole article, there's loads of comments on it. If you want to read the whole article, in the description below, you'll find it down there. While you're down there, clicking that link, leave your comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. She made some fair points, but then she's missed the main point of all, is that she reckons if you own a telly, you have to pay for a TV licence. That's the main point of all. You don't, Judy. Please correct that. I'd love to come back to an article that you've written next week where you've corrected that, saying, do you know what? I've learned something new this week. You don't need to pay the licence fee if you own a TV. This is what you can and can't do without a television licence. You can still watch 90% of the stuff you'd watch anyway without a television. How nice would that be to see in a major publication? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Hit all the buttons and everything down there while you're leaving your comment. And if you do that, hopefully I'll see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-da.